Imagine living in a world without glass. That'll be very boring, right? Well, we use glass in pretty much everything from our eyeglasses to mobile phones to windows to doors and mirrors. Now, you might not know this, but actually glass is made of sand. The same sand that sticks to your feet when you take a stroll on a beach, or the sand that actually make all these big deserts. And this glass making process is thousands of years old. The oldest glass can be found in Mesopotamia civilization. Glass is believed to be accidentally discovered when melting copper or iron ore. Let's dive into this amazing process that actually turns sand into glass. Sand is basically rocks, which is actually turned into sand over millions of thousands of years as it is crushed. So how is it done? How do we make glass from sand? Well, first we need to collect the sand. So the most desirable sand is the white sand for a high quality glass. But however, you can use any kind of sand. And next comes the grading process. Sand particles are then passed through sieve to get evenly sized particles and remove any shells, rocks or other impurities. And then we have to wash this sand. And sand grains are actually washed to remove any clay, silt or any organic matter or any dirt particles. And then it comes to the melting. So this is where the sand actually turns into glass. Now we have a pure sand made of quartz, and quartz is what is called silica, and that's what is turned into glass. But sand actually needs a very high melting temperature, around 1700 Celsius or about 3100 degree Fahrenheit. To save energy and decrease the temperature it requires to melt the sand, our ancestors came up with a very nice trick. If you add soda ash and limestone to the sand, it will actually lower the melting point, but as well as actually make it very stable. So after the sand is melted and it reaches this amorphous solid state, it's removed and then we actually have to mold it now. So it's poured into a mold so that we can give it any desirable shape that we want. And then we have to cool it down, but we have to be very careful while cooling. If you cool it very rapidly, it actually shatters and breaks into pieces. So we actually use an annealing process to cool it down over hours to days depending on the thickness of the glass. And this cold glass has to be polished. And then here comes the last step. We polish this cooled glass to make it appealing and then cut into tiny pieces as we desire. Sand has a lot of impurities, and if it is not cleaned properly, glass will end up having some sort of tint, such as green, and or glass will be foggy if impurities are present. And there you have it, guys. What an interesting little human creation to make our life aesthetic. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.